Mastering the art of Brazilian fish stew, known locally as moqueca, is about more than just following a recipe. It's about embracing a vibrant culinary tradition that's been passed down through generations along Brazil's sun-drenched coast. To cook moqueca like a pro, you must understand the heart of the dish. It's a celebration of fresh ingredients, bold flavors, and the unique blend of cultures that make Brazilian cuisine so unforgettable. Moqueca is a dish that tells a story. Its origins trace back centuries to indigenous peoples, later enriched by African and Portuguese influences. The name itself is derived from the indigenous Tupi word moquem, meaning to stew or to cook slowly. And this slow simmering is key to coaxing out the dish's signature flavors. There are two main regional versions: Moqueca Baiana from Bahia, which is rich with coconut milk and palm oil, and Moqueca Capixaba from Espírito Santo, lighter and often made without coconut milk. Today, we'll focus on the classic Baiana style, famed for its lush, aromatic broth and colorful presentation. To start, the backbone of any great moqueca is fresh, high-quality fish. Professionals opt for firm, white fish like snapper, grouper, or sea bass, fish that can hold their shape as they simmer gently in the fragrant sauce. When shopping, look for fillets that are translucent, moist, and smell like the ocean, not fishy. Some cooks also add shrimp, squid, or even lobster for extra decadence, but a simple, well-chosen fish is more than enough to shine. Next, let's talk about the marinade. This critical step infuses the fish with a depth of flavor before it ever hits the pot. To prepare it, combine freshly squeezed lime juice, finely minced garlic, a hint of sea salt, black pepper, and a touch of sweet paprika. Coat the fish fillets generously and let them rest in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. The acidity of the lime both seasons and tenderizes the fish, setting the stage for the flavors to meld perfectly during cooking. While the fish marinates, gather your aromatics and vegetables, the soul of the stew. You'll need onions, bell peppers, tomatoes, and cilantro. Cut the onions into thin half-moons, slice the bell peppers into strips, and chop the tomatoes into chunky wedges. The colors should be vibrant. Yellow, red, and green peppers are traditional, adding both flavor and a festive appearance. The foundation of the stew is built in layers. Choose a wide, heavy-bottomed pot or, for an authentic touch, a clay pot called a panela de barro. Start by heating a generous drizzle of dende oil, red palm oil, over medium heat. This uniquely Bahian ingredient gives moqueca its distinctive orange hue and earthy, nutty aroma. If dende oil is unavailable, a mix of olive oil and a touch of annatto oil can be used, but professionals always seek out the real thing. Once the oil is shimmering, sauté the onions until they begin to soften and release their sweetness. Add the bell peppers and continue cooking until they glisten and become fragrant. Stir in the garlic just until it starts to turn golden. Be careful not to burn it. Next, layer in the tomatoes, allowing them to break down slightly and meld with the aromatics. This is where the magic begins. The vegetables create a flavorful base that will cradle the fish as it cooks. Now, arrange the marinated fish fillets gently atop this vegetable bed, pouring over any remaining marinade. Sprinkle with chopped cilantro and a handful of green onions. The herbs will infuse the stew with freshness and complexity. Pour in a can of creamy coconut milk, shaking it well beforehand to ensure it's fully mixed. The coconut milk is what gives Moqueca Baiana its luxurious texture and subtly sweet undertone, balancing the acidity of the tomatoes and the brightness of the lime. At this point, resist the urge to stir. Moqueca is all about layering and gentle cooking. Cover the pot and let the stew simmer on low heat, allowing the fish to steam over the vegetables and soak up their flavors. This process usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the thickness of your fish. The goal is perfectly moist, flaky fillets that melt in your mouth. While the stew simmers, prepare the finishing touches. Farofa, a toasted cassava flour, is a beloved side that adds a delightful crunch. Some cooks also serve moqueca with white rice, which soaks up the flavorful broth. For a spicy kick, prepare a small bowl of malagueta pepper sauce. Simply chop fresh chili peppers and steep them in olive oil with a pinch of salt. As the stew nears completion, taste the broth and adjust the seasoning if needed. A pinch more salt, a squeeze of lime, or an extra handful of chopped cilantro can make all the difference. The finished moqueca should be a riot of colors: the creamy orange of the broth, the bright greens of fresh herbs, the bold reds and yellows of the peppers, and the pristine white of the fish. Serving moqueca is as much a celebration as cooking it. Spoon generous portions into wide bowls, ensuring each serving has plenty of fish, vegetables, and that luscious coconut broth. Scatter with more cilantro and green onions for a burst of freshness. Place bowls of farofa, rice, and pepper sauce on the table, inviting guests to help themselves. In Brazil, moqueca is often enjoyed family-style, with everyone dipping their spoons into the shared pot and savoring the camaraderie that comes with a meal well made. What sets a professional moqueca apart is attention to detail and respect for tradition. Each ingredient plays a role. The lime and garlic in the marinade awaken the fish. The dende oil provides authenticity, and the coconut milk transforms the stew into something both comforting and exotic. The key is balance. No one flavor dominates, but each contributes to a harmonious whole. To take your moqueca to the next level, consider the small touches. Use homemade fish stock in place of water to amplify the sea-kissed flavor of the broth. Add a few thin slices of fresh ginger to the aromatics for a subtle warmth. For an extra layer of complexity, toss in a handful of green olives or hearts of palm just before serving. These additions aren't strictly traditional, but they're beloved in some Brazilian households and can make your stew uniquely your own. Cooking moqueca like a pro also means embracing the communal spirit of Brazilian dining. Invite friends and family into the kitchen, share stories as you slice and sauté, and celebrate the joy of cooking together. The process is as important as the product, and every step, marinating the fish, layering the vegetables, simmering the stew, contributes to the final experience. Finally, remember that moqueca is endlessly adaptable. If you can't find snapper or grouper, try cod or halibut. For a vegetarian twist, substitute firm tofu or hearty vegetables like eggplant and sweet potato. The essence of moqueca is in its vibrant flavors and welcoming spirit, not strict adherence to rules. As you ladle the steaming stew into bowls and breathe in its intoxicating aroma, you'll understand why moqueca has endured for centuries. It's more than just a meal. It's a tapestry of history, culture, and flavor, woven together in every bite. Whether you're cooking for a crowd or simply for yourself, making Brazilian fish stew like a pro means honoring tradition, savoring every moment, and sharing the warmth and richness of Brazil's culinary heritage with those you love. So gather your ingredients, sharpen your knives, and let the rhythm of the kitchen guide you. With each simmering pot of moqueca, you're not just making dinner, you're keeping a delicious legacy alive.